I wanted to get a video out before the new year and hope that it captures some people so that you can hear this. What I do on my New Year's, what I think everybody does on their New Year's, sets the stage for the rest of the year. When I was using 5 years ago, I was in a trap house. I was in a drug house, It was really hard to stop, even though I kept trying. 3 days would go by and then someone would leave me a Christmas present or bring me something or want to share. And it was hard to stop living in that house. However, on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, all of New Year's Day, I did not do any drugs because I knew I did not want the rest of my year to continue like the way it has been. And even though I didn't stop, that day, I didn't do it that day. But officially my date is in February. So I'll have 5 years in February. And I think a big part of it is not only being ready to be done, but setting the stage for the rest of the year on New Year's. People, New Year's Eve, you want to have a great time and party and get messed up. And I don't use it as that. I use it as, what do I want to change in this next year? That's what I'm going to do on New Year's Eve. So like this New Year's Eve, I plan on being with my kids and exercising, starting the form of a routine that can get me showered and ready for the day before recording. I just felt like I needed to get this out and needed to start it right away because I know what would happen if I took a shower and got all ready. Then, my kids would come down or come in or something. And I wouldn't get this momentum going. So I'm doing this today and you're seeing me as I am. That's it. I really hope the best for people because honestly, out of all the years I've been in the drug world, I've seen people that weren't on them and then start. Their lives didn't get better. You never say, hey, my life's going great. Let me try to make it better by using. It takes you down, and it takes you down pretty quickly. And if maybe you're watching these, maybe you're already down, But I have faith in you. You can climb up. Everybody can, if they really want it. You got to be honest with yourself. I try to be as honest as I can with myself. And if I'm not seeing things a certain way, get advice from someone you love, or I don't know, I happen to come across a page in a journal or a notebook that my kid has, and I don't know when it was written, but it was definitely written about me, going crazy and freaking out. I don't know when it's from. Honestly, I would say I wish she would have, confronted me. But if I'm in that state of mind, there's no confronting. There's no, communication. So I did try to make some videos earlier in the week, and I was painting. I painted a bunch of stuff while I wasn't recording, so maybe I'll have to do a thing where I just use the audio and then I paint, even though I don't like the face I make when I'm painting, like concentration face. When I wanted to get clean, I did use New Year's as a stepping stone. I knew I wanted it then, but it was really hard to grasp it at the time. And even though I didn't stop, I stopped for New Year's and New Year's Eve, but I didn't stop on New Year's or New Year's Eve. I didn't stop until February. But it was one of the best things I did for myself. We all should do a little better for ourselves. Set something up that future you will appreciate. I used to pack a bowl for the future me. You hit a bowl and you finish it, and I'd be done. And instead of just putting it down, and then the next time I want to go smoke, I would have to pack the bowl. I would pack it after I was finished and leave it. And bad example, but just those little things you can do for future you start to appreciate yourself. You start to love yourself more. Nowadays, even though I don't want to, I'll clean the house. Clean up just little things, tables and straighten up the house for future awake me, the night before. Do it all the night before I go into bed, because I've done it the other way, where I don't clean up the dishes, I don't clean up the house, and then I come down in the morning and it's like, I gotta do all this stuff. But when I do it for future me, I come down and I'm like, I don't even remember that I did it, and then it's like a nice surprise. Like, oh yeah, the house is clean, how nice. And it's like a little love you can show yourself. And yeah, it takes work. You're doing something before you actually have to or want to. Whoever wants to clean up, though, but yeah. Bad analogy, but it's my saying, pack a bowl for your future self. It will be appreciated. I do love it. You set stuff up for yourself. It's a lot easier to do things. My kids are understanding. This is my dining room. Like, I took my whole dining room, and we have a huge living room, so I put the dining table like in the living room, but it's not. It's like the living room and then a dining room section. And then the dining room is my studio, and I did that so that every day it was easier for me to come in and record or come in and paint. Because I noticed before I did that, where I had my setup, I would put it up and take it down every day and just have to put it back up every day to take it down. It was a lot more work. It made it that I didn't want to do it. It's that extra step that might restrict the progress. So I figured out how to, rearrange the house and make it that it's out. It's not messy. My brushes and paints are a little bit, but it's not in the middle of the living room. It's over here in its own little spot. And I finished the recording and I put my light to the side, and it sets up to so it makes it easier for you to do. You know, if you want to start something, make it, or rather, if you want to stop something, make it harder for you to do it. You know, when you, for one, if you don't buy it, you don't have it. That makes it better. But again, when I was living in the trap house, I didn't have to buy it. You know, even if I went like 2 days without it, I'm like, oh, I'm doing good. And I wasn't going to buy it. Again, it was Christmas time, so people were bringing gifts. And what does a drug addict think a great gift is to another drug addict is a drug. So I'm trying to give the gift of sobriety, the gift of a better life. Because like I said, nobody makes their life better when they start doing drugs. It's just different. And most of the time, a lot more chaotic and difficult to get through just regular day in a life. Obviously, I still haven't quit vaping. It's coming. One thing I did want to talk about is I didn't just stop drugs. I changed a lot of things. Not just stopping drugs and changing who and where I hang out. I worked at not having sugar in my diet. I worked at not eating dyes. You look at all the ingredients when I buy stuff. I mean, there's sugar in baby formula. Why? Why? They have no palate whatsoever. They don't need sugar to make it taste good. That's just getting them ready for a high sugar diet. And I feel a little guilty for my oldest now has some mental stuff, pretty bad depression and anxiety. And honestly, not that it's not real, it's there, it's presented, but it was made by a high sugar diet. You know, I didn't know the things I know now back then. Even my cravings when I was pregnant with my oldest was peanut butter, but it wasn't just bowls of peanut butter. Like, I would melt bowls of peanut butter, I put Hershey's syrup in it, I put a marshmallow on top and put it in the microwave until the marshmallow expanded enough to I could mix it all up and just eat that. And you know, my son, my craving was, my youngest, my craving was avocados and hot sauce. Like, there's no sugar in that. So my oldest, started already fetally, I don't know, I'm making it a word, on a high sugar diet. And then again, you know, she had some formula, I didn't know things about it then. But she ate candy her whole life. She eats candy now. She eats dyes. She eats sugar. Like, and I looked it up. I did some research for these videos, and I think that's when I stopped recording. It really took a toll on me, finding out that, like, if you have a high sugar diet for a long time, it presents itself as it presents itself as depression, anxiety, and ADHD, which now there's people saying, oh, she might have ADHD. No, I don't believe that.
I got the note.
All right, we had a little kid interruption there, but we're back now. I don't believe it's in you. Like I had all these things, all these mental illnesses, and I still have a number of them, but a large part of them went away, or the difficultness in handling them went away when I got clean long enough. I at the end, from childhood actually until (2020), I heard voices. I don't hear voices anymore. I think depression and anxiety and ADHD that's linked to sugar. I think if people took all the sugar out of their life, and I don't mean every drop or all of it, natural sugar, fine, yeah. I eat spoonfuls of honey. I love honey. But just everything that has all this added sugar and all this processed food, and now I'm getting into things like pretty much the cheapest things that are out there are the worst for you. That makes it hard to shop, but I go the whole outside of the grocery store. So I do, cheeses, meats, and fruits and vegetables. And I very rarely go in the center part that has some kind of processed food to it. But I'll get some canned stuff. I'll get, some things. But I prefer to make things from scratch, because then I know what's going in my kids' bodies. My oldest, because of living a life with sugar and everything, it's very hard for her to restrict it fully. But my son, I already learned things by the time I was having my son. So I breastfed. I didn't give him formula. I paid for Magic Spoon, which was like $10 a box, and you had to buy 4 boxes at a time. So 4 boxes of cereal I spent $40 on to make sure my kid as a toddler didn't have sugar, because it's unnecessary. If you don't give it to your kids, there's no reason for your kid to have soda in their bottle. And it's the same for your own health. Are you drinking soda all day? Are you eating candy? I know when I was using, that was my diet, was candy. I would have Butterfingers and Snickers for dinner. I would have ice cream for dinner, It's, it probably added to the amount of not only health problems I had, but mental problems that could have been, or is now, avoidable. If I feel myself getting riled up, starting to feel a certain way, I take a few deep breaths. I try to remove myself from the situation, because I don't want to get to the point where I used to be, where I'm not happy. I'm just angry all the time. So the point of this video today is to let you know about New Year's and how it can make a change in your life. There's something more for you, especially, I don't know, there's something in my own mind, there's something special about 2026, that something good is going to come. Something really good is going to come, and I think that could happen for you too. Let your good happen. It's not the norm. If you're not used to good things happening, it might make you feel a little uncomfortable. But it's nice. When you start to have the comfort of good things happening, it's really nice to have that change. Well, Merry Christmas, even though belated. Very belated Christmas. And I really, really, really hope for your new year to be happy and good and something better than it's been.